This week we got some quick news coming in. We got Chinese scientists are claiming that quantum computer broke RSA encryption. There's a catch to that, which we'll get into. PFSense has a stored cross-site scripting vulnerability, and Canada orders TikTok to shut down on their Canadian branch. So for the Chinese scientists claiming quantum computers broke RSA encryption, there is a catch to that. They broke 50-bit encryption, which is obviously much smaller than what's usual. They reported using a quantum computer just to break it, which is a newer technology. And RSA is a pretty popular asymmetric encryption algorithm. And if you don't know, asymmetric encryption algorithms use really large keys. So in practice, it would probably be a 1024-bit or 2048-bit integer for their key. And as you can see, that has much more possibilities for possible keys than a 50-bit integer. But it's still cool to see that it's mathematically possible with enough compute power. And as quantum computers get better, it's possible that they can break larger and larger keys. So the future implications kind of demonstrate how quantum computers have this potential to break encryption and things like that. But this also indicates the need for more post-quantum encryption algorithms in the future. PFSense stored cross-site scripting vulnerability. There's a 9.3 critical CVSS cross-site scripting vulnerability in PFSense 2.5.2. If you don't know, cross-site scripting is a security vulnerability in web applications where attackers inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. The attacker can execute arbitrary scripts or HTML via crafted payload, and it's just injected into the $pconfig variable at the interface groups edit.php file. This is possible because of the lack of input validation in the PHP file, and it requires pretty low privileges and was easily automated by researchers with Python scripts. This was patched later on in PFSense Community Edition 2.7, but update your PFSense urgently if it's not up to date. For the last story this week, we got Canada ordering TikTok to shut down. The Canadian government has ordered the dissolution of TikTok Technology Canada, citing national security risks based on a review of Canada's national security intelligence community. This action targets the operations of TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, but does not restrict Canadian users from accessing or creating content on the TikTok platform. While no specific details on the security risks were provided, the move aligns with global concerns over potential data collection and influence by the Chinese government. TikTok responded by kind of announcing plans to legally challenge the decision and highlight the impact it has on Canadian jobs and business operations. But Canada still advises users to review the app's privacy policies, control permissions, and understand data storage locations to ensure their online safety. That's all we got for the news this week. Here are some sources.